Okay, we are live. Good morning, everybody. This is November 17th, 2025, Solid Waste Monthly Meeting. Do we have an approval for the minutes?
So moved.
Second. Got a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. About the financials, we have any questions on those?
I'll make a motion, unless everyone's still looking at them, I'll make a motion to approve financials.
Well, second.
Been a motion and a second to approve the financials. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Director's report.
So we've organized a food and winter wear drive to support local families this season by collecting non-perishable food items and gently used winter clothing now through February. This month we partnered up with Family Farm and Home, where you can purchase socks, sock hats, and slippers to be donated directly to our facility to help those in need. Our efforts are focused on students and families within our county schools. We've already delivered our first shipment to Maconaquah schools and are hopeful this initiative will make a meaningful difference for families across our community this winter. We've also partnered up with Helping Hands to distribute non-perishable food items to local food pantries, ensuring that support reaches as many households as possible. If you could spread the word on that.
Thank you for being involved in that. That's awesome.
That was more so Tori and Gabby's idea to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Have you put anything out on social media
Yes.
about this?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is on our Facebook
Okay.
page. And we do have it posted there in the office. Eagles Point Estate has not paid their annual fee for 2025 cycle and currently has an outstanding balance of $31,900. We were previously advised that a property manager would attend a board meeting to address this matter. However, no representative from Eagles Point has appeared. Our attorney, Bill Berkshire, has sent a formal letter to Eagles Point Estates requesting this payment be submitted. Just an FYI.
How did they accumulate 31.9?
Well, that's including the late fees now, and that's for all of their units.
So each unit is
Yes.
30.
Yeah, and then the $25 late fee added onto each one.
And how is it just this year or?
Yeah, because they had it's a new company that purchased Eagles Estates. Yeah. So on October 10th, 2025, Mr. Andre Burton called our office to inquire about tire disposal. Tori informed him that the policy allows 12 tires per property per year. He stated that he owns multiple properties, and she explained that he could drop off tires for each property, but must space them out by month due to our capacity limits. Mr. Burton appeared to have difficulty understanding or chose not to accept the policy. At approximately 1 p.m., Mr. Burton arrived at the district with around 60 tires. He claimed that Tori had told him he could drop them all off at once. She verified with Gabby that she had correctly communicated the policy earlier. Tori again informed him that any remaining tires could be taken to Leffler if he didn't want to wait, or he could bring another 12 in next month. At that point, Mr. Burton became angry, vocal, and used profanity, demanding to speak with the director. While speaking with me, he remained verbally aggressive and vulgar, questioning why he pays $30 a month if he cannot drop off all 60 tires. He then stated that if we did not accept them, he would dump the tires around the county. Mr. Burton then sped off without securing the rest of his tires, and through negligence, 2 tires fell out onto our property as he left, and he did not stop to pick them up. On November 6th, Mr. Burton returned to drop off additional tires. I informed him that due to his previous behavior, we would no longer be accepting direct drop-offs from him. Mr. Burton questioned how this could be enforced since he pays the annual fees for his properties. I explained that payment of the fee does not exempt him from following conduct policies, that inappropriate behavior will not be accepted regardless of payment status. I also clarified that the annual fee is mandated charge, not a voluntary service fee. Mr. Burton then asked to speak with someone above me. I advised him to contact a commissioner. While I was at lunch, he returned stating that he had spoken with Fred, who allegedly told him that this was a matter of freedom of speech. Tori informed him that I would return around 2 p.m. Mr. Burton indicated that he would wait, but later left.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Is he saying I said it was a freedom of speech?
Yes.
No, that was his words.
He said you said it,
No, that
and that he agreed.
no, no.
Yeah. So around 2 p.m., he called multiple times while I was on another call. On his final call, Brad Harmon answered, our warehouse manager, and informed him that I was still unavailable, to which Mr. Burton replied that he will keep calling until he reaches me. Later that day, Miss Brenda Weaver called to discuss the situation. She stated that since Mr. Burton has paid his property taxes, we cannot deny services. I clarified that while he continues to have access to standard recycling services, we will not engage with him in the office due to his repeated vulgar aggression when situations do not go his way. Also informed Brenda that we would be consulting with our attorney, Bill Berkshire, regarding this matter. Additionally, Matthew from the mayor's office called to hear both sides of the issue. I spoke with him, provided context, and referred him to the prior documentation of events. On November 7th, Fred spoke with Gabby regarding the situation and confirmed that he supports any decision that we make about Mr. Burton. Gabby called to keep me updated as I was out of the office on Friday. I told her to allow the drop-off and limit the interaction with him to get him in and out. She didn't feel comfortable dealing with him due to his previous actions, so Bradley Harmon handled the whole check-in process. Gabby called Fred back to let him know what we decided and asked Fred to call Andre to let him know that he could drop off 12 tires. You remember that conversation?
I remember
Okay.
talking with Gabby.
Okay. Fred called Mr. Burton back to inform him that we would accept 12 tires for the month of November on one of his properties. When Mr. Burton arrived, he immediately began recording the entire interaction on his phone. He again claimed that he had never been informed about the tire limits or rules, even though he had previously called about them before his first 60 tire attempt in October and was informed. Brad showed him where the rules are clearly printed in our handbook. It also is posted on our website and displayed on our flyer. During the interaction, Mr. Burton stated that since we feel threatened by him, he would be coming for our jobs next. As Gabby walked from doing the chores in the back, Mr. Burton turned his camera towards her and said, "She denied me service yesterday too, so I'll see her at the meeting as well." Tori, who had just returned from dropping off donations for our food and winterwear drive, was also recorded when she entered, and Mr. Burton made similar remarks towards her. Once checked in, Bradley escorted Mr. Burton to the tire cage to confirm that he was only dropping off the permitted 12 tires. These repeated incidences demonstrate a clear pattern of aggression and disruptive behavior from Mr. Burton. Despite multiple explanations of our tire disposal policy, documentation of previous misconduct, and efforts to accommodate him within policy limits. As a result, I have decided that Mr. Burton will no longer be permitted to make drop-offs directly. We recommend that his wife, whose name is on the account, handle check-ins moving forward, or another authorized individual present Mr. Burton's ID for verification. My staff feels threatened and unsafe during interactions with Mr. Burton, and this decision is intended to ensure a safe and respectful environment for both employees and other customers.
I had multiple phone calls with this gentleman. I did not say that he has a freedom of speech. He mentioned that. I said, yes, you do have freedom of speech. That does not give you a right to cuss out and belittle our employees. They don't deserve that, and that will not be tolerated. The first conversation, he says, it's not like they give you rules when you pay your bill. I do believe you do send out the book.
Yes.
The next day, he quoted the book. So he obviously had the rules, and I only suggested to Gabby that one time, if he brings in all of his tires, one time, allow him and tell him it will never ever happen again. So they only had to deal with him once. They chose not to do that. I said that's perfectly fine. stand by your rules. I have no problem with that.
Mhm.
So, yes, I had a lot of phone calls with him.
I heard. Did he ever get to speak with you, Dawn?
He did not.
No.
He spoke with Matthew. Matthew informed me of the discussion and the conversation. Um, even though he is abusive
Mhm.
verbally,
Mhm.
um, can we deny him service? Bill?
I think if he's being verbally abusive at the time, but the issue to me is the second time he comes in, he's not really being verbally abusive, to my understanding. So
I mean, if there's an
just take
issue
the 12
where
tires and move on.
the staff feels threatened, then
Then
I guess
absolutely
you
they
call
don't
the
have to
sheriff's
deal
department.
with that. If they feel threatened
Yeah.
and he's cussing people out and he's acting like a fool, no, you don't have to put up with that.
Right.
But if he comes back the second time and he's got 12 tires and it's been a month later, I mean, I don't know how he was acting that time. So
Oh,
he's
he's
re- he's, re-
aggressive
he's
every time.
recording it, but
Mm-hmm.
people do that now. That's not a crime. That's not
Cameras too, right?
Right.
so. I don't know. Seemed like I mean after the second time, I mean he hasn't been back because he's not here. Obviously, I'm here for Mr. Burton. No,
Mm-mm.
so I don't know. Just try to move forward. But
For Jenny, for clarification, so, how many properties does he pay the $30 for?
He says he has 9 properties. Did
He
we
says he
determine
has
that?
9.
9 properties.
Okay, okay.
And I have trouble with that too. I personally think that if you have multiple properties and you're paying the fee for each property, then you should be able to bring in the products for each property that you pay the fee for. Now, the response that I've been given is that, well, we don't have the room for paint or tires. Then how are people supposed to really deal with that? If I pay the fee and I can bring so much paint a month for each property, or I can make so many tires per month for each property, then from their side of the chair, would you think they would react?
Well, we are set up as a residential intake, not to really accommodate the businesses, which a landlord was basically a business owner when you have multiple properties. This is why I don't feel it's right to bill businesses.
So once again, if I pay the fee,
Mm-hmm.
why am I denied the opportunity to avail myself of, the services?
Well, because it's 1 property per month. Because if someone has 9 properties and they want to dump all of their tires in 1 month, that's going to fill up our space. We have to accommodate the entire county. We're supposed to be residential, not to accommodate businesses.
Okay.
Because a lot of businesses, you get those calls all the time
Yeah,
for paint,
I do.
tires.
Yeah.
I understand the frustration, but it's a capacity thing.
Is there a way to accommodate for more without much trouble?
It would cost more.
And to protect yourself, it does say somewhere about, as far as property owners, one, how do you reflect that as far as one per property or, yeah, that's confusing. Like he's got 9 properties,
Mhm.
yet he can only use each month
Mhm.
the 12 tires.
Mhm.
How is that reflected in the booklet so that he knows?
It states in the booklet,
Just for my own
yeah,
information.
it states
Yearly
yearly limits. If you own multiple properties, you're restricted to maxing out limits on just 1 property per month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Gotcha.
just like when you get 2 TVs a year, so you
Mhm.
can't bring in 18 TVs at one time.
Right.
Yeah. Now, if they're flat screen, we can take as many of those as you have.
It doesn't-
They take up less space.
But I mean that's in the handbook. That's not
Mhm.
that.
If he came in and claimed this property and dropped off 12 tires, comes back later that day and claims this property with 12 tires.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
clear in the handbook that you
Okay.
can't do that. But yeah,
I think these instances are relatively few and far between.
To that extent,
Yeah,
yes.
most people are
Yes.
not going to bring in 60 tires.
They may get nasty, but
Yeah.
they'll go on.
hmm
Hmm.
I guess coming back to my point, can we stop him from coming in?
I don't know that,
Because he's
I mean,
been
I think
verbally
we could
abusive.
stop dealing with him directly.
Okay.
If he brings someone to come in and check in for him, where we don't have to interact with him directly, that would be fine. We weren't denying him service. I was trying to explain to him, you can't come in here and be disruptive and make everyone feel unsafe. If there's a sign on our door, 0 tolerance for aggression or rude behavior. And if he's going to come in every time and be rude, I guess we'll just, at that point it was, well, we'll just tell him to leave every time he's here. So,
Okay. Thank you for the explanation.
And in their defense, these days you don't know when he turns from verbal to physical or
No, you don't.
presents a weapon.
mhm,
You don't know that.
mhm. And I pushed the issue so much because of my employees. They did not want to interact with him whatsoever. She started getting anxiety every time he would come in. So it's just, it got out of hand and he just would continue.
All right, we'll move on to the lawyer's report.
Okay, so yeah, letter to Eagles Point to deal with that issue. It's being taken care of. I mean, I don't know what they'll do, but right. Next issue would be that putting the bills on the property tax for a collection. I've got a interlocal agreement for the collection of solid waste recycling program user fees. I could have that ready for the meeting next month. I'm looking at the one that was presented in Wabash, because that's the one Annette brought up to me. In Wabash, they provided a 3% fee for the county. Do you know about this?
Well, the director from Wabash is here.
Okay. So there's a 3% fee that goes to the county. Annette is suggesting that the 3% fee, keep it at 3%. 1% would go to the treasurer, 2% would go to the auditor. This is 3% of all, I believe, collected fee amounts, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is for the trouble it takes to collect the fee and put it on and then to reconciliation of the money once it's been paid.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an assessment, basically.
Well, it would be, I take it that it would be 3% of everything you bring in.
Yeah.
So kind of like the credit card company.
Right.
So if that's okay with everybody, yeah, we could have that ready for the next meeting. And there's a resolution. Is that a resolution number 1 this year, or has there been another one?
I don't think there has.
Hasn't been any?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't remember any. So if everybody's all right with that, we could.
I'd just be curious, how does that work for Wabash? Have you had much pushback?
No, not
For
much
that county?
pushback at all. And so with that 3% being paid to the auditor's office, they pretty much handle all of it for us at this point.
As far as like pushback, like, hey, there's this $20 fee on my property tax bill. I'm not going to pay it now. That's just that was the same fear that when the city, I was there as the city attorney, added the trash fee on there. Everybody said, oh, they're not going to pay it. It didn't happen. So it's just, I don't think that's going to be. I mean, if somebody wants to go that far, then somebody's going to have to take them to court and collect the $30 that way. Ultimately, I've done that many times, and it just costs them like 100 times more than it would have just to pay it. So I've never quite understood it.
Especially year after year.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, same people. I mean, they used to meet with them up in the courtroom, outside the courtroom, before we go into the courtroom, and I mean, they thought they were owning me. Like, yeah, you're getting one over on me. Well, you just took a $30 fee
Yeah.
to $550. Whatever, man. Congratulations. And then, a lot of them knew they weren't going to pay it, but that's every judgment to lien against your property.
Right.
So when you go to sell your property or you go to refinance your property, you have to pay those judgments off.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's how I still get collections, is because those old judgments are still there, and people refinance or sell their home, and then they have to pay them off.
It was on the tax bills for 1 year. And
Yeah.
I was the auditor, and
No
the
problem.
treasurer would not do it the following year, so that's why it didn't continue.
But it wasn't a big
But
problem.
no, it was not. It's like I said, it's an ad assessment. It's one line.
Right.
You write the check.
Mhm. Mhm.
No, it wasn't a big deal.
I think it would make life a lot easier for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's like one of very few counties that doesn't
Mhm.
do it, right?
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
how many? 2 or 3?
Mhm.
So
And for my clarification again, the 3% is coming from, is it tacked on top of
no,
No.
it's,
the $30 would stay the same.
okay,
So 3% of that would come out.
okay. And you don't have an issue with that?
No. We pay over 20,000 to our billing company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus, I would think you're going to have a higher rate of collection.
Yes.
Mhm.
When the year you did it, what was the?
It was much better.
Much
It wasn't the public that was the problem. It was the treasurer at that time.
Yeah.
She just didn't want to do it.
Right.
Mhm.
But no, the public they couldn't believe it wasn't on there the next year.
Mhm.
But yeah, you will have some that'll say, I'm not going to pay that. But that's when you say, well, as a treasurer, then you do know they will take you to court, and that $30 is going to end up being a lot more money for you.
$500. Yeah.
Yeah. Once they understand that, then
Mhm.
it should roll fairly smooth.
Mhm.
I think most people won't even
Notice.
They'll just look down at
That's
the
right.
bottom number, they'll write a check
Yep.
and move on.
You need a motion to proceed or just.
I don't know if I need a motion to proceed. Just everybody's down with that. We'd vote on it next meeting. I'll have it ready. I'll get it to Gabby so she can send it out to everybody.
Okay.
Jennifer?
You have any old business?
No.
Any new business?
Nope.
Do we have public comment?
I do want to mention something while we're here. Last meeting, I did mention regarding the recycling center behind Hardee's.
Mhm.
That is still a problem. And we have put together some estimated numbers on what it would cost to get that material moved out of there to a landfill.
Mhm.
We've not gotten a response back from
Donovan.
Donovan about taking that material. He suddenly is not taking phone calls, but so we've taken the other approach of how many trailers, how many dumpsters at this cost would it take to get that material moved to a landfill?
Mhm.
The number is somewhere between $50,000 and $65,000
Oh wow.
for that. So at some point we're going to have to come to the solid waste commission and see how you want to handle that. I don't believe it's the city's responsibility to move that material out of there, since it was a contract between the county. It just happens that the building they stored it in is in the city limits, and from a hazard standpoint, that product's got to get out of there. So,
Where was the contract between the county and
did you have a contract with Donovan to?
no?
Not Donovan, but the previous
Well,
owner.
No, it's been years
Rotary.
since we had a
We paid
contract with
him
him.
to take that stuff.
Yeah, we
Right.
weren't contracted with him, but we
To
did.
pick it
He
up.
was our contractor
Okay.
at
What-
that
what-
time when before he passed away. Even we had fired him
Yeah.
because of that whole situation.
What about going? I mean, I don't know if there's any money in the state. Was there an estate filed on behalf of Warwick?
Dustin is researching that, but right now it doesn't look like there's
Any money to
any
go
money
after
there,
the state
right.
to say, hey, you've left
Mhm.
this mess that needs cleaned up.
yeah.
Who owns the building?
Right now I believe it's in tax sale, so the city can own the building. We can get the property, but from the standpoint of paying for disposal of that material, I just don't think it should be the city's responsibility to pay for that.
What is it, plastic?
Plastic, it's
Just
just all
everything?
recycled materials.
There's some glass in there
Yeah.
and some cardboard.
At this point, I would imagine that it's not even recyclable.
Some of it,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like 50-50 from what
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Carson looked at it. And
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the responsible party, he's deceased and the party's going up for tax. It should be the property owner, or rightfully, it should be the guy that was paid to take it.
I agree.
Then it should be the property owner.
Should
Now
be
you
lien
say
on the
it's not-
property.
Now it's going on a tax sale.
Mhm. So we're just stuck in
It
a,
becomes a lien on the property, but then if the city wants to buy it, then
Yeah.
you're paying your own lien.
we're just stuck in a position where if there were to be some sort of a fire there,
Mm-hmm.
that's huge
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
for the community. We would be evacuating miles and miles
Right.
of people. So it just needs to get out of there sooner than later. So I just want to keep the conversation going
Mm-hmm.
because something's got to happen to
Mhm.
get it
Sure.
moved. So
I do know that Eric Ivory is back with the company. They had a meeting with the city of Kokomo last week, him and Donovan.
Really.
So honestly,
Interesting.
any conversation or help that we can get from solid waste or the county for this, I mean, if you have, better
Mhm.
communication with those folks, then
We've never had the best communication with them.
you just got to keep it moving because
Mhm.
it's got to go sooner than later.
Mhm.
when we were kind of looking around at other vendors, what other vendors might we talk to?
We've spoken with One Republic, Republic. Eric, what's his On Point?
No, on point, that's Eric.
Okay, yeah. So On Point
got a
would be an
local one.
option. Yeah. Republic.
And this Eric, who's with On.
Eric Ivory is with Waste Connections. Him and Donovan.
And do they do recycling?
They currently have your contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who we have our
one of the
current.
reasons why Howard County.
But I'm thinking of On Point. What's his name?
Eric.
Eric.
ARIC.
Yeah.
But now Eric Ivory, ERIC, is with Waste Connection.
Yeah.
Okay, but on Point, do you know Eric's last name?
I can't pronounce it. Hang on, I'll spell it for you.
I can't pronounce it either.
Thank you.
Just thinking.
Van, V-A-N. Weldon, W-E-E-L-D-E-N. And since we've changed from On Point, Recycle Works, whatever you want to call them, I go. By the way, I'm Mickey with Howard County Recycling. You didn't know who I am. They've been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
This is On Point.
On Point.
Okay.
He stood behind his word and he is holding up to it. Now he does take the material to Waste Connections there in Kokomo still,
Mhm.
but the service is outstanding.
Yeah. And please keep in mind that the number I put out there was strictly just a landfill disposal.
Mhm.
If somebody wants to come get it and recoup some recycling material
Mhm.
charges, then that obviously would drop. But this is just kind of what I would consider worst case. You load it up and you take it to landfill.
I think as long as it's sat there, it's probably not worth it.
Mhm. That's what I think.
Okay.
I could see the glass would still be okay, wouldn't it?
Probably, but the problem is there's not a real big need for glass.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to dig through it.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Anybody else have anything?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Been a motion, a second to adjourn, all in favor?